Before we dive into part 2, tell me, where in the world are you watching from, and what time is it right now? If you missed part 1, check the link in the description so you don't miss the twist that started it all. Now, let's continue the story. 10 months. It had been 10 months since Zara's life was stolen. 3 days since she'd walked out on Minjun. 3 days of silence. Of thinking. Of her phone buzzing with messages she couldn't bring herself to read. She was staying at a hotel, nothing fancy, just somewhere neutral where she could breathe. Regina had offered her apartment, but Zara wasn't ready for that conversation in person yet. Wasn't ready for a lot of things. The coffee shop had become her refuge. Same corner booth. Same kind barista who'd stopped asking questions and just brought her coffee with extra espresso. Zara was reading, or pretending to read, when Regina called. Hey! Zara's voice was rough from disuse. Baby, I need to tell you something. Regina sounded scared. About Minjun. About what he did. I know what he did. He told me. No, not that. Something else. Regina took a shaky breath. He paid off my debt in month 1, yes. But what I didn't tell you before, what he made me promise not to tell you, is that he also paid for the rest of your degree. Full tuition. Living expenses. Everything. It's all been taken care of. Zara's stomach dropped. What? He set it up as an anonymous scholarship. Made sure you'd be able to finish even if Regina's voice broke. Even if something happened to him. Even if you never came back. He wanted you to have your degree, your future, everything you'd worked for. Why are you telling me this now? Because he called me yesterday. Said if anything happened to him, I should tell you. That you deserve to know everything, even the things he thought would make him look like he was trying to buy forgiveness. Regina, what's going on? There's a war happening, Zara. Between Minjun and Park. It's escalating. And Minjun, he's making moves that look a lot like someone preparing for the worst. Her aunt's voice turned urgent. I think he's going to do something stupid. Something heroic and stupid, and baby, I think he's going to get himself killed trying to keep everyone else safe. He wouldn't. He would. For you. For me. For Yuna. That's who he is. Regina sobbed. I know I have no right to ask you anything. I sold you. I destroyed your life. But please, if you care about him at all, don't let him die thinking you hate him. The line went dead. Zara sat frozen, Regina's words echoing. Don't let him die thinking you hate him. Her phone was in her hand before she registered moving. She pulled up Minjun's messages, 17 unread. She scrolled to the most recent, sent an hour ago. I'm sorry. For everything. You were right about all of it. I don't deserve your forgiveness. But I need you to know loving you was the only real thing I've ever done. The only choice I made that felt right, even though it was wrong. I hope you find someone who deserves you. Someone who doesn't destroy everything they touch. Be safe, Zara. Be happy. That's all I want. It read like a goodbye. No, Zara grabbed her jacket, threw money on the table. No, no, no. She was dialing as she ran out the door. Minjun's phone rang once. Twice. 3 times. Voicemail. She called Yuna. It rang and Zara. Yuna's voice was strained. Where is he? What's he doing? He's shit. Hold on, sounds of struggle. Shouting in Korean. He's meeting with Park. Alone. He thinks he can negotiate a truce if he... That's suicide. I know. Yuna was crying now. I told him, but he won't listen. He said Park wants him, not the rest of us. He's offering himself up to end this. Where, Yuna? Where is he? The docks. Warehouse district. But Zara, you can't. Zara was already running. She flagged down a taxi, gave the address, offered double the fare to get there fast. The driver looked at her tear-stained face and pressed the accelerator. The warehouse was exactly what she expected, abandoned, industrial, the kind of place where bad things happened and nobody heard you scream. Minjun's SUV was parked outside. Empty. Zara's hands shook as she approached the building. She should call the police. Should run. Should do literally anything except walk into a mob situation unarmed and unprepared. But the image of Minjun dying thinking she hated him was unbearable. She pushed open the door. The warehouse was cavernous, rusted metal, broken windows, the smell of salt and decay. Voices echoed from the far end. Korean, angry, negotiating. Zara crept closer, using containers for cover. Then she saw him. Minjun stood in the center of a circle of men, at least 8, all armed. He had no weapon. His hands were raised, placating. Park Dae-young stood across from him, older, heavy-set, with eyes like a shark. You come here unarmed, Kang Minjun, like a lamb to slaughter. I come here to end this. Minjun's voice was steady. You want me? Fine. Take me. But you leave my people alone. My sister, my organization, everyone. You get me, you get my territory. That's the deal. And why would I make a deal when I can just kill you and take everything anyway? Because you're not stupid. My people are loyal. You kill me, they'll never work for you. They'll fight until you've destroyed everything you're trying to acquire. Minjun's voice hardened. But if I tell them to stand down, if I make the transfer peacefully, you get an empire intact. That's worth more than my death. Park laughed. You think you can negotiate? You, who's been trying to dismantle everything we built? Who thinks he's better than us with his legitimate business fantasy? I think I'm offering you a chance to win completely. Take it or don't. But this ends tonight. One way or another. Zara's heart hammered. He really was going to sacrifice himself. For Yuna. For the organization. What about the girl? Park's voice turned cruel. The American. The one you've been keeping. Is she part of your territory I acquire? Minjun's entire body went rigid. She has nothing to do with this. She has everything to do with this. She's your weakness. The great Kang Minjun, brought down by a woman. Park gestured, and 2 of his men moved toward a shadowed area Zara hadn't noticed. They dragged someone out. Regina. No. Zara's shout came out before she could stop it. Every head turned. Minjun's face went white. Zara, run. Park's men were already moving. Zara tried to run, but hands grabbed her, dragged her into the circle. She fought, kicked, bit, scratched, but there were too many. They threw her down next to Regina, who was crying, terrified. I'm sorry, Regina sobbed. They grabbed me outside my apartment. I'm so sorry. Shut up. Park's smile was vicious. He looked at Minjun. Now we have better terms. You, your territory, and the women. Or I kill all 3 of you right now. Minjun's eyes met Zara's across the space. She saw everything in that look: love, regret, desperation, fury. Please, he said to Park, and his voice was stripped bare. Please. Take me. Take everything. Just let them go. They're innocent. Nothing is innocent in this world. Park pulled out a gun, pressed it to Regina's head. Choose. You can save one. The aunt who sold you out? Or the girl who won't forgive you. Pick. Don't, Minjun's voice broke. Don't make me. Pick. Time seemed to freeze. Zara looked at Minjun, this man who'd stolen her life and tried to give her a better one. Who'd lied and told the truth. Who'd been a monster and tried to be a man. Choose me. The words came out clear, strong. Minjun's head snapped toward her. What? Kill me. Let Regina go. Zara's voice didn't shake. She's suffered enough because of me. Because of my tuition, my life, my choices. Let her go. No. Regina screamed. No, baby, no. Interesting. Park moved the gun from Regina to Zara. The girl has more courage than the man. How disappointing. He cocked the gun. Everything happened at once. Minjun lunged. Park fired. Someone screamed. Zara couldn't tell who. Then the warehouse exploded with sound. Not more gunshots. Something else. Sirens. Megaphones. LAPD. Drop your weapons. Park's men scattered. Confusion erupted, more police storming in, tactical gear, weapons drawn. In the chaos, Minjun reached Zara. His hands framed her face, checking for injuries. Are you hurt? Did he? I'm fine. Regina. I've got her. Yuna appeared from nowhere, helping Regina up. I called the police. Sent them everything: recordings, evidence, locations. Park's organization is done. You what? Minjun stared at his sister. You really think I'd let you martyr yourself without a backup plan? Yuna's smile was fierce. I'm not just tech support, Appa. I'm the smart one. Police were surrounding them now. Park and his men were being arrested, read their rights. A detective approached, middle-aged, sharp-eyed. Kang Minjun. Yes. You're under arrest for, she listed charges that made Zara's head spin. Money laundering, racketeering, conspiracy. Minjun held out his wrists. I understand. No. Zara grabbed his arm. He was trying to stop them. He was. Zara. Minjun's voice was gentle. It's okay. It's not okay. You can't. They can't just. I've done the things they're charging me with. Maybe not tonight, but over the years. He looked at her, and his eyes were calm. Almost relieved. This was always how it was going to end. I just hoped I'd get to see you one more time before it did. Don't, her voice cracked. Don't say it like that. Like it's over. Isn't it? He smiled sadly. You hate me. You should hate me. And now you'll be free. Really free. No debt, no danger, no. Zara kissed him. She didn't care that there were police everywhere. Didn't care that Regina was watching. Didn't care about anything except the fact that this man, this complicated, damaged, impossible man, had been willing to die for her. When she pulled back, his eyes were wet. I don't hate you, she whispered. I tried. God, I tried so hard. But I can't. I can't hate you when you were willing to. Miss, step back please. The detective's voice was firm but not unkind. They pulled Minjun away. He looked back at her, and she saw everything she needed to see in his face. I love you, he mouthed. I know, she mouthed back. Then he was gone, loaded into a police car, and Zara was left standing in a warehouse full of police and evidence and the ruins of a criminal empire. Regina hugged her tight. You came for him. Of course I came for him. Zara was crying now, couldn't stop. I love him. Even though I shouldn't. Even though it's completely insane. I love him. Yuna appeared beside them, phone in hand. I've already called the best lawyers in the state. We're going to fight this. Every charge. Every accusation. And we're going to win. How? He admitted. He admitted to crimes committed under duress. To protecting his sister after his parents were murdered. To trying to dismantle a criminal organization from the inside. Yuna's eyes glinted. We have evidence. Recordings of him arguing for legitimacy. Documents showing his exit strategy. Testimony from people he helped. Will it be enough? I don't know. Yuna squeezed her hand. But we're going to try. Because that's what family does. Family. The words settled over Zara like a blanket. She'd lost her family years ago. Found a corrupt one in Regina. And somehow, impossibly, found a new one in the last place she should have looked. What do we do now? Regina asked. Zara watched the police cars drive away, taking Minjun somewhere she couldn't follow. Now, she said, we fight. For him. For us. For the chance to make something real out of all these lies. Yuna smiled. He was right about you. What did he say? That you were the strongest person he'd ever met. That you'd survive anything. That you were worth every terrible thing he'd done if it meant keeping you safe. Yuna's voice softened. That loving you was the only thing he'd ever done right. Zara closed her eyes, let the tears fall. He'd saved her. She'd saved him. And somehow, in the wreckage, they'd found something worth fighting for. Now she just had to hope it was enough. The lawyer's office smelled like expensive leather and desperation. Zara sat between Yuna and Regina, facing a woman who looked like she ate opposing counsel for breakfast. Margaret Chin, 50-something, impeccably dressed, with a reputation for winning impossible cases. Let me be clear about what we're facing. Margaret's voice was crisp, no nonsense. The prosecution has 17 years of evidence. Money laundering, racketeering, conspiracy, extortion. They have witnesses. Paper trails. Recordings. Minjun Kang is facing 30 years minimum. Life, more likely. But he was trying to get out, Zara protested. He has documentation. Documentation of intent isn't exoneration of action. He still committed crimes. Margaret's gaze was sharp but not unkind. However, there are mitigating factors. His age when he took over, 17, essentially a child. The threat to his sister. The systematic dismantling he was orchestrating. Anne. She looked directly at Zara. And you, Miss Monroe. You're either our strongest asset or our biggest liability. I don't understand. You were kidnapped by my client. Held for 10 months. That makes you a victim. Margaret leaned forward. But you're also in love with him. That makes you complicated. The prosecution will paint you as Stockholm Syndrome. The defense, me, needs to paint you as something else. What? Zara's voice was steady. What do you need me to be? Honest. Compelling. Unshakable. Margaret pulled out a thick folder. They're offering a deal. Minjun pleads guilty to reduced charges, serves 15 years, eligible for parole in 10. He wants to take it. No, the word came out sharp. 10 years is better than life, Eunice said quietly. Zara, he wants to take the deal. He told Margaret he won't let us fight for him if it means dragging you through a trial. If it means the prosecution tearing apart everything you've been through. That's not his choice. Actually, it is. Margaret's tone was firm. He's my client. If he wants to plead out, that's his right. Zara stood abruptly. I need to see him. He's asked that you don't visit. He doesn't want. I don't care what he wants. Zara's hands fisted. Get me in to see him. Today. Or I'll find a way myself. Margaret studied her for a long moment, then smiled slightly. You really love him. More than makes any logical sense. So yes, get me in. Please. The county jail was exactly as depressing as Zara imagined. Gray walls. Fluorescent lights. The smell of industrial cleaner failing to mask other smells. Minjun appeared on the other side of the glass partition, and Zara's breath caught. He looked thinner. Exhausted. But when he saw her, his entire face transformed. You shouldn't be here. His voice crackled through the phone. You don't get to decide where I should be anymore. Zara pressed her hand to the glass. After a moment, he mirrored her, palm to palm with only barrier between. Why are you taking the deal? Because it's the smart play. Bullshit. Try again. Minjun's mouth twitched almost a smile. I've missed your bluntness. Minjun. Why? His expression sobered. Because a trial means they dissect everything. Your kidnapping. Your captivity. Every moment you were trapped because of me. They'll ask you if I coerced you. Manipulated you. They'll make you relive trauma in front of cameras and strangers, and his voice broke. I can't watch that happen to you. I'd rather rot in here than watch you suffer because of my choices. That's not your decision to make. Yes, it is. I'm taking the deal. 10 years. I'll survive it. And when I get out, if you're still, he stopped, swallowed hard. If by some miracle you're still willing to wait, maybe we can. 10 years. Zara's voice rose. You expect me to wait 10 years? Pain flashed across his face. No, I don't expect that. I don't expect anything from you, Zara. You've given me more than I deserved already. Your forgiveness, he couldn't say the word. My love. She said it for him. That's what you can't say, isn't it? My love. I have no right to your love. But you have it anyway. So now what? Minjun stared at her through the glass. What do you want me to say? That I want you to wait? To put your life on hold for a criminal who destroyed everything good about you? I can't ask that. Then I'm not asking permission. I'm telling you. Zara's voice was fierce. We're fighting this. All of it. Margaret, Yuna, me, we're going to trial. We're going to show them who you really are. Not just the monster you had to become, but the man you're trying to be. Zara, do you trust me? The question hung between them. With my life, he said finally. Then trust me now. Trust me to fight for you the way you fought for everyone else. She leaned closer to the glass. I love you. That doesn't erase what you did. Doesn't make it okay. But it means I'm not walking away when things get hard. You don't get to martyr yourself to protect me. Not anymore. The trial will destroy you. Then we'll rebuild. Together. After. She pressed harder against the glass. But you have to fight. Not just for me. For yourself. For the man your father wanted you to become. For Yuna. For everyone you've helped. Fight, Minjun. Please. He was quiet for so long she thought she'd lost. Then, okay. Okay. I'll fight. I'll tell Margaret. He stopped, and when he looked at her, his eyes were bright with tears. You're going to regret this. Regret me? Probably. Zara smiled through her own tears. But I'd rather regret fighting for you than regret letting you give up. So get ready, because I'm about to become your most aggressive advocate. I don't deserve you. No, you don't. But you're stuck with me anyway. The trial began 6 weeks later. The courtroom was packed, media, curious onlookers, members of both organizations. Park Dae-jung's people, already convicted, glared from the gallery. Zara sat behind the defense table, flanked by Yuna and Regina. Minjun entered in a suit that somehow made him look both dangerous and vulnerable. When his eyes found Zara's, she mouthed, "You've got this." He nodded, almost imperceptibly. The prosecution was brutal and efficient. They showed photo evidence of crime scenes, played recordings of Minjun conducting illegal business, called witnesses who testified to his ruthlessness. "He's a killer," one former associate said. "Cold. Efficient. No mercy." Margaret cross-examined relentlessly. "Did Mr. Kang ever order unnecessary violence?" "No, but..." "Did he ever target civilians? Families? Children?" "Not that I saw." "In fact, didn't he implement rules specifically protecting non-combatants?" "Well, yes." "And didn't he divert significant resources to community programs? Youth centers? Scholarships?" The witness squirmed. "He did." So this cold, efficient killer was also funding after-school programs. Interesting. Day 3, they called Zara. She walked to the stand on shaking legs. The prosecutor, a man named Davidson with shark eyes, smiled like he'd already won. "Miss Monroe, you were kidnapped by the defendant, correct?" "I was brought to his residence against my will, yes." "And held there for 10 months?" "Yes." "During which time you were forced to work for him? Accompany him to meetings with known criminals? Participate in illegal activities?" "I was present at meetings, yes. But I didn't participate in." "Did you translate conversations about money laundering?" Zara's jaw tightened. "I translated." "Yes. So you participated." Davidson's smile widened. "Now, Miss Monroe, isn't it true that you developed romantic feelings for your captor?" "Objection." Margaret was on her feet. "Relevance. It goes to the witness's credibility, Your Honor. Stockholm Syndrome is well documented. I'll allow it. But tread carefully, Mr. Davidson." Davidson turned back to Zara. "Did you develop feelings for Mr. Kong?" "Yes." Murmurs rippled through the courtroom. "And isn't it true that these feelings compromise your ability to testify objectively?" "No," Zara's voice was steady. "My feelings don't change the facts. They don't change what he did. But they also don't erase what I witnessed. Which is, a man trying to escape an impossible situation. A man who was forced into this life at 17 when his parents were murdered. A man who protected his sister, his people, even," she looked at Minjun, "even me. When he could have treated me terribly, he didn't. When he could have kept lying, he told the truth. When he could have let my aunt die, he saved her." "So you're saying the kidnapping was acceptable?" "I'm saying nothing about what he did was acceptable. But people are more than their worst choices. And Minjun, Mr. Kang, he was trying to be better. He had a complete exit strategy. Documentation of plans to go legitimate. He was fighting against people far worse than he ever was." "Like Park Dae-jung?" "Yes." "The man who tried to kill you?" "Yes." Davidson leaned closer. "Isn't it convenient that the man who kidnapped you is now your hero because he saved you from another criminal? Isn't this just a textbook case of trauma bonding?" "Objection." Margaret's voice cracked like a whip. "Your Honor. Mr. Davidson, ask your questions without the editorializing." Davidson smiled thinly. "Miss Monroe, do you believe you have Stockholm Syndrome?" Zara looked him dead in the eye. "I've been evaluated by 3 separate psychologists as part of this case. All 3 concluded I don't. I have PTSD from the kidnapping and attack. I have trust issues. I have trauma. But I'm capable of making my own choices. And I choose to believe that people can be more than one thing. Minjun Kong is a criminal. He's also someone trying to atone. Both can be true. How convenient for the defense." "Mr. Davidson." The judge's voice was sharp. "No further questions." Margaret stood. "Miss Monroe, you mentioned Mr. Kong told you the truth." "What truth?" "That he'd manipulated the debt situation to keep me. That he'd been in love with me before he took me. That everything was built on lies. And when he told you this truth, knowing it would likely make you leave, what did you do? I left. And then Park's people kidnapped my aunt. Minjun tried to trade himself to save us. He was willing to die to protect people he'd harmed. That's when I understood he wasn't just sorry. He was actively trying to be different. To be better. Do you believe he's redeemable? Zara looked at Minjun. He was staring at her like she was the only person in the room. I believe anyone who wants to change badly enough can. I believe Minjun wants it more than anything. And I believe, her voice broke slightly, I believe love means fighting for people even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. So yes, I believe he's redeemable. I'm betting my future on it. The jury deliberated for 3 days. Zara couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Just paced Yuna's apartment and tried not to think about 30 years. About life. About losing him before they'd really begun. When the call came, they rushed to the courthouse. The jury filed in, faces unreadable. Has the jury reached a verdict? We have, Your Honor. Zara grabbed Yuna's hand. Regina grabbed hers. They were a chain of terrified women watching one man's fate unfold. On the charge of racketeering, how do you find? Guilty. Zara's heart sank. On the charge of money laundering? Guilty. On the charges of extortion and conspiracy? Guilty. 4 guilties. Minjun didn't flinch, just stood there accepting it. But then, however, Your Honor, the jury would like to submit a recommendation for leniency based on mitigating circumstances. The defendant's age when he assumed control. The duress under which he operated. His demonstrable efforts toward legitimate enterprise. And his protection of victims, including Miss Monroe. The judge looked at the jury, then at Minjun. Mr. Kong, you've been found guilty of serious crimes. However, in light of the jury's recommendation and the evidence of your attempts at reform, I'm sentencing you to 8 years in state prison, with eligibility for parole in 5 pending good behavior. Additionally, you'll serve 3 years supervised probation upon release and complete 2,000 hours of community service. 8 years. 5 minimum. It wasn't perfect. But it wasn't life. Zara sobbed relief, grief, joy, pain all mixed together. Minjun turned to look at her. Mouthed, I'm sorry. I love you. She mouthed back, 5 years. I'll wait. I love you. Then they took him away. Outside the courthouse, media swarmed. Zara stood with Yuna and Margaret, facing cameras and questions. Miss Monroe, do you plan to wait for him? Are you really in love with your kidnapper? What message does this send to other victims? Zara stepped forward and the questions quieted. I was a victim. That's true. But I'm also a person making a choice. Minjun Kong did terrible things. He's paying for them. But he's also trying to be better. And I believe, she looked directly at the camera. I believe people deserve second chances. Not everyone. Not automatically. But people who fight for change? Who try to make amends? They deserve the chance to prove they can be different. So yes, I'll wait. Because love isn't about perfection. It's about seeing someone fully, good and bad, and choosing them anyway. Even after everything he did? Especially after everything he did. Because redemption only means something if it's hard. If it's earned. She smiled slightly. 5 years from now, we'll see if the man who comes out is the man worth waiting for. I think he will be. But I'm willing to be proven wrong. She walked away, Yuna and Regina flanking her. That was brave, Yuna said quietly. That was insane, Regina corrected. But I'm proud of you. Zara looked up at the courthouse where somewhere inside, Minjun was being processed. 5 years. It seemed impossible. But after everything, the kidnapping, the lies, the violence, the love, what were 5 more years? Just another test. Another challenge. Another chance to prove that some things were worth fighting for. 5 years felt like forever and no time at all. Zara stood outside the California State Prison gates at 6:47 a.m., watching the sun paint the sky in shades of gold and pink. Her hands trembled around the paper coffee cup, more for something to hold than because she wanted caffeine. Beside her, Yuna checked her phone for the 100th time. He should be out any minute. I know. You nervous? Terrified? Zara's laugh came out shaky. What if he's different? What if I'm different? What if 5 years was too long and we don't? Zara. Yuna grabbed her hand. Breathe. You've visited him every month for 5 years. You know who he is now. Visiting through glass isn't the same as. The gates opened. And there he was. Minjun stepped into the morning light wearing civilian clothes that hung slightly loose on his frame. He'd lost weight. His hair was longer than she remembered. But his eyes, when they found hers across the parking lot, those were the same. Dark. Intense. Disbelieving. He stood frozen, like he couldn't quite believe she was real. Zara didn't think. Just ran. She crashed into him, and his arms came around her immediately, solid, real, here. He smelled different. Felt different. But the way he held her, like she was oxygen and he'd been drowning, that was exactly the same. You came. His voice was rough, broken. You actually, I thought maybe you'd. Shut up. She was crying, laughing, both. Of course I came. Did you really think I wouldn't? I thought 5 years was too long to ask anyone to wait. Good thing I don't follow instructions well. She pulled back enough to see his face. There were new lines around his eyes. A scar on his cheek she didn't recognize. But he was smiling, really smiling, and it transformed him. Hi. Hi. He cupped her face in his hands like she was something precious. You're really here. Where else would I be? Living your life. Moving on. Being happy without. Zara kissed him. It was different from their first kiss, less desperate, more certain. Like coming home after a long journey. When they broke apart, Yuna was crying too, taking photos on her phone. You two are disgusting, she said, but she was beaming. Welcome home, Appa. Minjun pulled his sister into a hug, and Zara stepped back to give them space. Watched them hold each other, both crying now, both changed by 5 years, but still family. The business? Minjun asked. Completely legitimate. Just like you planned. Yuna pulled back, wiping her eyes. Tech companies, real estate, investments, all clean. The Choi name actually means something respectable now. You did it. We did it. He looked at Zara. Couldn't have happened without. He stopped, emotion choking him. Without both of you. Come on. Yuna headed toward the car. I'm giving you two privacy. Zara, bring him home when you're ready. I'll have food waiting. She left them standing in the parking lot as the sun climbed higher. I can't believe you waited. Minjun's voice was barely audible. 5 years, Zara. You could have what? Moved on? Found someone else. She stepped closer. I did move on. I finished my degree. Started my consulting firm. Built a life. But I did it waiting for you. Because that life, it was always meant to include you. Your firm. It's successful. Very. Turns out understanding international business and Korean criminal organizations makes you really good at corporate consulting. She smiled. Who knew? He laughed, actually laughed, and the sound was beautiful. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of you too. Yuna told me about the programs you started in prison. The education initiatives. The mentoring. Had a lot of time to think about legacy. He looked down at his hands. About what I wanted to leave behind besides destruction. Minjun. Zara waited until he met her eyes. Are you okay? Really? He considered the question seriously. I'm different. Prison changes you, even minimum security with good behavior. I've done a lot of therapy. A lot of work on myself. A lot of thinking about who I was and who I want to be. He paused. I'm not the same man who went in. Good. Neither am I. We've both changed. She took his hand. The question is, do we still fit together? After everything? After 5 years of letters and visits and building separate lives? I don't know. His honesty hurt and healed simultaneously. But I want to find out. If you're willing. I'm willing. But Minjun, I need you to understand something. She squeezed his hand. I'm not the woman you kidnapped anymore. I'm not even the woman who waited while you went to trial. I'm stronger now. More certain of myself. I have boundaries I won't compromise. A life I won't give up. Good. That's exactly what I want for you. And I need you to be different too. Not perfect, I don't expect perfect. But better. Healthier. Someone who deals with problems by talking, not by making unilateral decisions and sacrificing himself. I'm working on it. In therapy. Will be for a while. He brought her hand to his lips. But I want to be better. For me. For you. For us, if there's still in us. There's still in us. Zara's voice was firm. But it's a different us. We're building something new. From honesty this time. From choice. From love, he finished. Real love. Not based on captivity or trauma or debt. Just two people who went through hell and somehow found each other on the other side. Exactly. They stood in the parking lot as the morning warmed, just holding each other, feeling real and present and possible. What happens now? Minjun finally asked. Now? Now I take you home. You shower, prison soap is terrible. You eat real food. You meet with your parole officer. You start your community service. She smiled. You live. Normally. Boringly. Legally. Sounds perfect. And we date. Like normal people. Dinner. Movies. Walks. Getting to know each other outside of crisis and courtrooms and glass partitions. I'd like that. He paused. But Zara, I need to say something first. Okay. I'm sorry. For everything. For taking your choice, your freedom, your life. For building what we had on lies. For, his voice cracked. For all of it. You forgave me before, but I need to say it again now. I'm sorry. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life making sure you never regret giving me another chance. Zara was quiet, letting the words settle. Then, I don't forgive you. He flinched like she'd struck him. I don't forgive you, she repeated, because forgiveness implies it's over. Behind us. But the truth is, what you did, it changed me. Fundamentally. I'll carry it forever. The good and the bad. The trauma and the love. The fear and the growth. Zara. But. She stepped closer. I accept you. All of you. The man who did terrible things. The man who tried to make them right. The man you're becoming. I don't need to forgive the past to choose the future. Does that make sense? He stared at her and slowly, something like understanding, maybe relief, crossed his face. It makes perfect sense. Good. Then let's go home. Yuna's apartment, the same one from 5 years ago, was filled with people. Regina, looking older but healthier, sober 5 years now. Some of Minjun's former organization members, the ones who'd gone legitimate with Yuna. A few of Zara's friends from her consulting firm. Surprise! They shouted when Minjun walked in. He looked overwhelmed, almost tearful. You did this. We did this. Yuna hugged him again. Welcome home party. You've earned it. The afternoon dissolved into food and laughter and stories. Zara watched Minjun interact with people, tentative at first, then more relaxed. He was different. Softer. More open. Prison had stripped away some of the armor, and underneath was someone almost vulnerable. Regina approached Zara in the kitchen. He looks good. He does. And you? You really okay with all this? Her aunt's voice was careful. I know I have no right to question your choices after what I did, but you're my family and you worry. I know. Zara smiled. I'm okay. Better than okay. This is my choice, Regina. Really, truly mine. No debt. No coercion. Just love. Then I'm happy for you, baby. Regina hugged her. Your mama would be proud. Of both of us. Getting our second chances. Later, as the party wound down, Minjun found Zara on the balcony. Overwhelming, she asked. In the best way. He leaned on the railing beside her. I kept thinking in prison, what if no one came? What if I got out and there was nothing? No one. You'll never have to worry about that. You've got Yuna. Regina. Me. A whole community of people who believe in second chances. Because of you. You made people believe I was worth saving. No. You did that by actually changing. I saw it first. They stood in comfortable silence, watching the city lights flicker on as the sun set. Zara. Minjun's voice was serious. I have a parole hearing in 3 years. If I get released early, if everything goes according to plan, I want to ask you something then. Ask me what? Can't tell you. It would ruin the surprise. But he was smiling. Just Promise you'll still be here in 3 years? I promise. But Minjun, I need something from you too. Anything. Promise me you'll build a life that's yours. Not mine. Not ours. Yours. Get your own apartment eventually. Find hobbies. Make friends. Be a full person outside of what we are together. She turned to face him. I don't want to be your whole world. That's too much pressure. I want to be part of a full, rich life. Understand? He studied her face. When did you get so wise? 5 years of therapy and running a business. Turns out independence is healthy. She grinned. Who knew? I love you. He said it simply, honestly. Not the obsessive way I did before. Not the desperate way. Just I love you. As you are. As you're becoming. As you'll be. I love you too. The real you. Flaws and growth and all. He kissed her as the sun disappeared below the horizon, painting the sky in impossible colors. 3 years later, Zara sat in the parole hearing, hands clasped tight in her lap. Minjun stood before the board, confident, articulate, transformed. Mr. Kong, you've completed your community service hours. Your parole officer reports exemplary behavior. You've maintained steady employment and housing. Why should we grant early release? Because I'm not who I was 8 years ago. Minjun's voice was steady. I was a child who became a criminal out of necessity. Then I was a criminal who wanted to be better, but didn't know how. Prison gave me time to figure out who I actually am underneath all that. And what I found, he glanced at Zara. What I found is someone who wants to help people the way I was helped. To give back what was given to me. A second chance. Your fiancé is here, I see. Zara's head snapped up. Fiancé? Minjun smiled slightly. Not yet, sir. But I'm hoping. If you grant this release, I plan to ask her properly. With a ring. On one knee. The whole traditional thing. You're aware that marriage won't affect our decision? I know. I'm not asking for her. I'm asking for me. Because I've done the work. I've changed. And I'm ready to prove it in the world, not just in here. The board deliberated for 20 minutes that felt like 20 years. Mr. Kong, you're granted early release, effective immediately. Congratulations. Zara sobbed relief and joy and disbelief. Minjun turned to her, and his smile was everything. Outside the facility, Minjun pulled a small box from his pocket. You actually have a ring. Zara laughed through tears. I've had it for 2 years. Yuna helped me pick it out. I've been carrying it to every hearing. He dropped to one knee right there in the parking lot. Zara Monroe, you saved my life in every way a person can be saved. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. You waited when you had every reason to walk away. You loved me despite everything I'd done and everything I was. I'm not perfect. I'm not even close. But I'm better because of you. And I want to spend the rest of my life being worthy of that faith you had in me. Will you marry me? Yes. She didn't hesitate. Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. He slipped the ring on her finger, a simple diamond, elegant and understated. Perfect. I can't believe you planned this for a parole hearing. I wanted the first thing I did as a free man to be choosing you. Properly. With no debt, no coercion, no anything except love. He stood, pulled her close. You're my choice, Zara. Always. And you're mine. They kissed in the parking lot, both crying, both laughing, both free in every way that mattered. 6 months later. The wedding was small, just family and close friends. Yuna as maid of honor. Regina walking Zara down the aisle. Minjun in a simple suit, looking at her like she'd hung the stars. I, Minjun, take you, Zara, he said, voice thick with emotion. To be my wife. My partner. My choice. I promise to build a life with you, not for you. To communicate, not dictate. To love you as an equal, not a possession. To be worthy of the second chance you gave me. Every single day. I, Zara, take you, Minjun, she said through happy tears. To be my husband. My partner. My choice. I promise to see all of you, the good, the bad, the complicated. To love you not despite your past, but because of how you've grown from it. To build something real with you. Something honest. Something worth fighting for. When the officiant pronounced them married, the applause was deafening. At the reception, Yuna gave a toast. My brother was lost for a long time, trapped in a life he didn't choose, becoming someone he didn't want to be. But then he met someone who saw through all that, who believed he could be better. And here we are, a legitimate business, a changed man, a love story that should be impossible, but somehow isn't. To Zara and Minjun. To second chances. To choosing each other every day. Later, during their first dance, Minjun pulled Zara close. Happy, he murmured. Incredibly. You. I didn't think I'd ever get to have this. Normal. Legal. Real. He kissed her forehead. Thank you. For what? For seeing me when I was invisible. For staying when you should have run. For loving me into becoming someone who deserves to be loved. Minjun. She pulled back to look at him. You always deserved love. You just needed to believe it yourself. I believe it now. Because of you. They swayed together as music filled the room, surrounded by people who'd watched them fall and rise and choose each other again and again. It wasn't a fairy tale. It was better, messier, harder, more real. Built on honesty and work and the daily choice to love despite everything. And as Zara looked at her husband, her partner, her choice, she knew they'd keep choosing each other. Through whatever came next. Through the boring days and the hard ones and the beautiful ones. Because that's what love was. Not perfect. Not easy. But worth every single fight. Ready for the next adventure? Minjun asked. With you. Zara smiled. Always. And they danced into their future free, together, and finally home. And that's where we leave Zara and Minjun finally free, finally choosing each other on their own terms, finally home. But before you go, we want to hear from you. What did you think of their journey? Was it toxic or transformative? Could you root for them despite how it started? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. Did this story move you? Hit that like button and let us know. Your support helps us create more complex, emotional stories like this one. Want more forbidden romance? Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our next story. Share this with someone who loves intense romance, redemption arcs, or stories that make you question everything.